Welcome into the Packers Report for our second video of the day. We had just too much news to wait and save this for tomorrow, so getting you guys as updated as quickly as we can. We got three topics to talk about on today's show. We're going to start off with an encouraging update on Jaire Alexander, one that might put spirits back up and get some excitement about him possibly being back in Green Bay. Then, this certain cornerback is really impressing Packers coaches. We'll talk about him in just a little bit. We're going to wrap it all up with the latest on Elgton Jenkins, his contract situation, the possibility of him moving to center, and what the whole holdup has been. Before we get into Jaire, I just want to give you a reminder of what the latest was. Before today's update, we talked about it earlier this week. Jeff Hafley, when asked about Jaire Alexander being back, he said, I think we'll leave that up to see what happens rather than talking any hypotheticals. So last time we talked about this subject, it wasn't necessarily the most positive update. This one, I think it's in that realm. Before we get into what we're talking about today, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We currently are in a race to 5,000 subscribers. Bills Breakdown. We're trying to beat them, okay? I know you don't necessarily hate the Bills, probably don't have any ill will, but they're trying to get to 5,000 faster. We're only 33 subscribers away. This will be the biggest milestone in the history of this channel, and I need you guys to help me get there. Daily Packers content is what you get in return, so I just need 40 die-hard cheeseheads. Hit that big red sub button and join us today. Let's start with it. This is Matt Schneidman on Twitter saying Packers defensive passing game coordinator Derrick Ansley, who had his press conference today, said he talks with Jaire Alexander every day, sends him a positive quote every morning. I think this is encouraging news, okay? I think if we would have heard this last week after the Schrager update, after everything else, it wouldn't be as encouraging. After what we heard from Jeff Hafley, it kind of had everybody, myself included, being like, yeesh, Jeff Hafley doesn't really want to talk about it. He doesn't want to talk in hypotheticals. He said, we'll talk about it if we get there. It didn't seem like that was pointed in a positive direction of Jaire Alexander being back with this team. But now that we know the defensive passing game coordinator for the Green Bay Packers is not just talking with Jaire Alexander, but talking with him daily, I think that's a really good sign. That mixed with what Peter Schrager had to say last week, which was it appears more likely that Alexander will remain with the Packers. Alexander has had great talks with head coach Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst. He also has a great relationship with defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. And in my opinion, knowing that they're in contact every single day points towards him returning rather than him hitting the door, in my opinion. Like, if we were to have to draw conclusions from what we learned today of, hey, which is more likely, him leaving, Green Bay not bringing him back, Green Bay cutting him loose, saving all that money, or him returning, if the defensive passing game coordinator is still talking with you every single day, is in contact with you every single day, is sending you positive, uplifting quotes every single day, that kind of has me feeling like he's going to be back in Green Bay. I need you guys to weigh in for me, though. What's your confidence level that Jaire Alexander is back in 2025? Scale it for me 1 to 100 down below. If you're a 100, you're saying there's no way he's not. If you're a 1, you're saying at a 0% chance. Let me know your answer right now. Also, there was another interesting update. Like I said, there's a cornerback that's really, really impressing a lot of different people, Derrick Ansley in particular, because Matt Schneidman with another gold nugget today saying Derrick Ansley on Kalen King, I don't want to speak too soon, knock on wood. I will. But he's looking really good out there. I want to start off by saying I don't think you should read into this and the fact of, ooh, like he's smiting Jaire Alexander. Like, ooh, Derrick Ansley said Kalen King's looking good. Does that mean this team doesn't need Jaire? Does that mean they're trending toward Jaire, hitting the exit door, being cut? Because I don't think that's the case, right? I still think that if Jaire Alexander is off this team, you take a massive step back. But regardless, looking at where Kalen King currently is in the depth chart and the fact that he's impressing, I think is a really, really good sign. Let's keep you up to speed on Kalen King, because you might not remember the 255th overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft. Did not play at all last season. And the year before he got drafted, his 2022 season at Penn State, when he was opposite of Joey Porter Jr., a lot of people believed that he was going to be a top 20 player. But then 2023, there was a huge decline in production after Porter Jr. left and after Kalen King was the number one corner on that team. And that allowed him to almost fall entirely out of the draft. And let's just be real, I'm really excited if Kalen King is a great contributor because regardless if Jaire Alexander is on this roster or not come the start of the season, you're going to need some solid depth pieces. You're going to need some guys to rely on. You couldn't rely on him last year, and apparently he's making some big steps up, and he looks really, really good. I think that's just positive for Green Bay's defense overall. Coming up, we're going to wrap this thing up with the latest on Elgton Jenkins. I'm going to talk about his contract situation because it's been a little bit strange. We've talked about it before. We're going to talk about it again today. But before we get into that, if you guys haven't subscribed already, and if you're not going to do it to help me get 5,000, at least do it to help us beat Vikings now. We are in a May-long sub battle, and this thing is neck and neck. We finally took the lead over. We've been trailing Vikings for the past week or so, and I need you guys to help me out, okay? We got the lead. Let's extend it. If you hate the Vikings, if you love the Packers, 1 + 1 = sub button. Y'all do it right now. Alrighty, let's talk about Elgton Jenkins. To catch you up on everything that's been happening, he was asked to move from left guard to center after Aaron Hobbs was acquired in free agency. In the beginning, everybody kind of thought, all right, this is going to be something easy. He's going to want to do that. Well, apparently, from Packers Wire, Elgton Jenkins wants to rework his contract because of that position change. He's been absent. He hasn't been at team workouts. He hasn't been at the facility. And Rob Demovsky dropped this quote today on ESPN. Jenkins has 2 years left on a 4-year, $68 million contract extension he signed in December of 2022. The problem, however, is that centers typically make far less than the highest paid guards or tackles. So Jenkins' concerns are tied with future earnings, which could be significantly lower as a center. The Packers almost never adjust contracts with more than 1 year remaining. Perhaps a compromise would be to guarantee some of the remainder of the $32.8 million remaining on the deal. So everybody on social media, kind of their first opinion on this was, if he moves to center, he's going to be the third highest paid center in the National Football League because what he's making at guard, which you're not wrong in saying that. However, he's not worried about what he's making this year. He's worried about, will he have a contract in the future, because after this year, his cap hits like $20 million next season. And he's also worried, okay, am I going to have to take like a $7 million pay cut because I got moved to center because my team asked me to do that and I'm just doing what could better help this team? He doesn't feel like he deserves that, so maybe they fully guarantee it. I need you guys to be Gutekunst, though, okay? Be Goody. Should the Packers fully guarantee the rest of his deal? What do you think? If you think they should do it, go ahead and give me a yes in the comment section. And if you think they shouldn't, give me a no. This is what his contract looks like at the moment. 2 years left on that deal, $42.4 million total. The average over the next 2 seasons, 21.2. But the big bugaboo for him, and what could help kind of smooth things over, there's no guaranteed money left on the deal. He had $24 million guaranteed when he signed it, and that money is now gone. When you look at the offensive line room as it currently sits, I got a lot of confidence in this room. But if you take Elgton Jenkins out of that center position, I mean, this thing kind of tumbles under itself, right? Zach Tom, nobody's worried about him. Rasheed Walker, I have confidence, but there's going to be a little bit of a position battle, which I think could be exciting. Sean Ryan, Aaron Banks, I think they're going to do fine. Elgton Jenkins, they said they think he's going to be an all-pro center, but if he leaves, that means your cornerstone, that center position on the offensive line, you're now searching for something new, okay? I understand his frustrations and his desires. I want to make that 100% clear. This isn't a Elgton Jenkins is wrong type argument. However, I just don't feel like it's the best time. Green Bay is having to deal with Jaire Alexander and that whole contract situation. Green Bay is also now having to deal with Jaden Reed, who wants to have conversations with the general manager about his playing time and him being the number one target for Jordan Love, which is also something I kind of understand when you draft Matthew Golden and you draft Savion Williams. And now adding this onto it all, it just seems like it's been a massive headache of the last couple of weeks. And it has. It's just not that great of timing. But they all want to get paid. They all want to get their targets. They all want to get, they feel like they're worth a lot. And in Jenkins' situation, I see where he's coming from. I wouldn't want to take a $5 million pay cut from one year to the other. We're getting on out of here. Make sure you guys follow me on socials, though, before you do. You can find me at Joey Petersen8 on Twitter, Joey Petersen8 on Instagram. I'm covering the Packers on Twitter mainly. Instagram's kind of more for my dog. So if you like Golden Doodles, go ahead and give me a follow right there. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.